To those that have just joined, we're just going to give everyone one more minute and then we'll go ahead and start the webinar. Perfect. So good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for joining today's webinar on an introduction to the IR35 fee payer product that you guys are all using. So my name is Sarah Rabani, and joining me today will be my colleague Luke Trower, who will be taking you through today's webinar. So just to let you know around how the setup will be, so Luke will take you through the webinar. If you do have any questions whatsoever, please do wait until Luke has gone through all the slides, and there'll be an opportunity for everyone to ask any questions at the end. And when you do ask any questions, please can you ensure that you're using the Q&A function on the Zoom meeting, just so we can see your questions. And at the end of the webinar, you will also be asked to complete a very quick survey. We'll be grateful if you can take a couple of minutes just to complete that for us. Your feedback is really important, and it just makes sure that we can improve or make any changes to the webinars to ensure that they are as useful to you as possible. So without further ado, I'll pass on to Luke. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah, and good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to today's webinar. I hope you're all doing well. So just as a quick overview for today's webinar, I'm going to be going through the contractual relationship, getting paid, accessing your remittance, tax codes, invoicing, VAT and expenses, pension and P60s, contacting us, and last of all, just a summary. So the contractual relationship. So if your hirer decides you're caught by IR35, they may still allow you to trade through your limited company, provided appropriate employee and employer's tax are deducted at source. So the company that pays your limited company is also known as the fee payer. In this case, this is Giant. So Giant will enter a new contract with your limited company at a lower rate to enable us as the fee payer to deduct our margin, employees' national insurance, and the apprenticeship levy. So when this is all been applied, we will then deduct PAYE tax from the new contract rate before paying the net into your limited company. By doing so, these deductions are obviously governed by the off-payroll working legislation, and making sure obviously this is still being compliant as well. Just to let you know, in regards to it, this is not a contract for employment, this is a contract for services. So getting paid. So it's important, obviously you submit your timesheets directly to your agency by the set deadline. So this may differ depending on kind of who the agency is. Your agency will send Giant your timesheet information. This is also known as like a DX, and this is done electronically. So again, once you've filled out your timesheets, then everything else is done on your behalf. So Giant will then pay your limited company the next working day via a faster payment, so you won't have to wait the normal 2 to 3 days that BACS usually takes in order for payments to clear. We will pay your company in line with the frequency that your agency pays us. You will receive useful SMS payroll alerts to confirm when that amount has been paid to yourself as well. And these can also be set up on the Giant portal if these haven't been done so already. That is something you will have access to, and also basically, yeah, you'll just have access to it, and you can also play around with that if you wish to. You can set them up as an SMS or also an email as well. And then we will provide you a remittance each time you are paid, with, again, a useful breakdown, which I'll go through in a second. So in terms of accessing your remittance, so when you log into your Giant portal, you'll be greeted with a home screen. On the left-hand side, there'll be three kind of bullet points. If you click on that, one of those subsections is going to be called your data. And then when you access your data, you will also see something like the above picture here, where it will show you remittance alerts, etc. If you are wishing to access your remittance, all you would need to do is go to your remittance as one of the purple icons. And then the below picture is a summary of all of your remittances that have been processed. These are in date chronological order. So the most recent one will be at the top, then going downwards. And then if you are looking to gain access to a fuller version of this remittance, all you would need to do is click the date that's associated with that remittance, as this is a hyperlink. So once you have accessed or clicked the link, if you wish to further view your remittance in full, on the right-hand side here, from what you can see, is a full breakdown of your remittance, where it will show you some further information. So as further discussed, your timesheets are obviously submitted directly to your agency only. So again, we would receive that information from your agency in order for us to then process an invoice, or in this case, it will be a remittance. This information is available to yourself at all times. Again, all this information will be securely via your Giant portal. As mentioned previously, this information is then processed on the same day you're paid. So the day that you're set up for payments is the day you will also receive a remittance on your Giant portal. On the remittance, it would also detail your gross payments. It would also provide any applicable deductions, so such as tax and national insurance, and also the net pay that's going to be paid into your limited company as well. So tax codes. So in regards to your tax codes, you initially put on a basic rate tax code or a BR tax code with a tax percentage of 20%. So within approximately 8 weeks, HMRC may send us an updated tax code to use. If you still believe that your tax code might be incorrect after those 8 weeks or after the new tax year, we would highly recommend that you please contact HMRC in regards to this. We cannot contact HMRC directly due to GDPR reasons. But if you do believe that your tax code still might be incorrect, then HMRC will obviously review that. And if they do believe that your tax code is incorrect, then they will send Giant something called a P6, which is an adjustment to your tax code. And then we will apply that to your record once we have that information from them. And then in regards to pay, salary and dividends, can this be paid to like another individual? No, the payment can only be made in respect of yourself. Dividends cannot be paid from Giant to an individual or your company, and we can only pay into your limited company's business account as well. So invoicing, VAT and expenses. So a question that we get asked quite often is that, do you need to supply Giant with an invoice? So with regards to that, no, you don't. So the actual invoice that we create is the remittance that will be displayed on your Giant portal each time payroll is processed for yourself. The only thing that you would need to do would be to submit your timesheets via your agency. And once the agency provides the timesheets, we will provide everything from our side. And also we will issue that self-bill invoice as well based upon those payment instructions. If there is VAT, and if this is applicable to yourself, the VAT is charged by you on the new contract rate with Giant. So we will issue your company with a self-bill invoice or the remittance, which will also show any applicable VAT. It is crucial that if you are going to be, or say your company is subjected to VAT and you have got a VAT certificate, to provide that to us during your onboarding or as soon as possible. The reason we say is that we cannot backdate VAT. So it's highly recommended you send that to us ASAP if you're wishing for VAT to be put on your payments. And then can you claim expenses? So if the agency or the client agree to pay you billable expenses, These will be paid to Giant, and then we will pay them directly to your limited company in the same payroll as your time worked. So if you have business expenses purchased by your limited company that you want to process to reduce your tax liabilities, then in this case, you would need to speak with your accountant. So pension and P60s. So can Giant make pension contributions for you? So no. So in this case, HMRC state that pension contributions are not an item to be processed by the fee payer. So as a director of your company, pension responsibilities remain with you and your PSC or your limited company. Will we provide you a P60? So we will, that is correct. We will provide you a P60 after the end of the tax year. And then just to let you know that the P60 will include the deemed employment payment, as well as tax and national insurance contributions paid on it. So contacting us. So if you do wish to get in contact with us for like any queries that you may have, there's a few different ways you can do. First of all, you can contact us via your Giant feedback portal, which will be on your Giant portal itself. That will be basically an email format where you'll provide your kind of question, and then that will go to our team and we'll be able to respond to you as soon as possible from that format. As I may know, obviously a lot of you might be very busy during your day-to-day, especially during the week with you also been working. If you do want a very quick answer to any of your questions that you may have, then we do have a live chat service, which we would highly recommend. Our actual kind of contact to advisor is around 15 seconds at the moment. So it's a very quick way to get a response to any kind of questions that you have if you're not kind of wanting to kind of get a slower approach where the actual live chat might be a little bit faster for you. So just as a summary for today, so I've just gone through kind of the contract for services with Giant and how everything is set up as the contractual chain. Payments being 100% compliant with the IR35 off payroll legislation. There's no need to raise invoices yourself, as Giant are self-billing, and we do that for you. We pay the next day via FasterPay. Remittances with a breakdown available on your portal. Again, this is available 24/7 if you ever do require or want to have access to this. All payments are made into your business account. Again, you can set up payroll alerts either by an SMS or via email alerts. And again, this can be controlled by yourself as we have that little section on your Giant portal where you can obviously have access to this. Again, if applicable, VAT is applied on the new contract rate with Giant. In regards to contacting us, again, you can contact us via the feedback function on your portal, or again, by using our live chat service as well. And also just a compliance solution that will allow you to keep your limited company for both inside and outside of IR35 assignments. So thank you for your time today. And again, thank you for obviously coming to this webinar. As Sarah mentioned, there is a kind of a QA function on the Zoom chat where if you do have any questions, then please obviously feel free to let us know and we'll be happy to further assist. But again, thank you so much for your time today and thank you for listening to the webinar.
We'll just give everyone a minute or so to get their questions through. And yep, just as a reminder, please, if you could take a few minutes just to complete the survey at the end of this webinar, that will be greatly appreciated. So it doesn't seem like anyone has any questions today. So we will end the webinar there. However, if you do have any further questions, please do not hesitate to contact us via the feedback portal, which is what Luke mentioned, and also the live chat service. We're here to help you. And yeah, if you could please complete the survey, that will be great, and have a lovely day. Thank you so much for listening.